Well, a pleasant good morning to all you sports fans. I'm Reggie Roberts, longtime host of the PR Man and the Coach Talking Ball on the BallFather podcast presented by Sportskeeda. We got a really good show today, good special guest, guy who's outstanding person, outstanding player. Let's switch a little bit to the NBA team there. I'm a huge fan of Doc Rivers. I love Doc, okay? But they've kind of started off a little slow. I think, what are they 8-7 now? 7-7, 8. They were 8-7.
8. I think they're 7-8.
It's 7-8. Okay. Give me your thoughts on the Sixers and what do they need to do to break through? It's a talented roster. I know Harden's hurt. That's hurt them. What are people saying in Philadelphia about the Eagles? About the Sixers.
Here's the funny thing with the Sixers. It's good that you're a Doc Rivers fan because most fans here aren't a Doc Rivers fan. They've been frustrated with him, and that includes me as well, being frustrated with Doc. But it has probably more to do with the inability of the team, even prior to Doc getting here, being able to get past the second round, right? So as fans, we feel like for the last 5 years, we've had a good enough team at a minimum to be in Eastern Conference Finals, possibly in the NBA Finals. Not necessarily win the championship, but they should have at least advanced to an Eastern Conference Final. And there's sort of frustration that is mounted with the team overall because as great as they may be in the regular season, and we got great individual players in Joel Embiid and James Harden and Tyrese Maxey, we still wind up losing in the second round every year. And it's normally to a lesser opponent. And so we've kind of adopted, and you know how it is in Philly, man. If once they decided this is who you are, until you show them something different, this is how they're going to look at you. So the regular season for us is, okay, whatever. Wake me up when April gets here. And when April gets here, I want to see what you guys do in the playoffs. And it can't be you beat the Washington Wizards in the first round or you beat, some other bad team in the first round and then you lose in the second round. Like, we've lost in the second round to Boston, the Atlanta Hawks. We lost to them in Game 7 on our home court when Ben Simmons wouldn't shoot the ball. Last year, we lost to the Miami Heat in 5 games. So they're in the second round. It's frustration there because we know the talent is there, but it's like, dude, why can't we get past the second round? So, people are frustrated with Joel Embiid, James Harden. We got Ben Simmons out of here, because he wouldn't shoot the ball. Yes,
we can do a whole nother podcast on it.
Yeah. So it's we love the Sixers, but it's like, dude, until you guys actually get past the second round, the playoffs aren't good enough. We know you're going to make the playoffs, but what are you going to do when you get in the playoffs?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this question with regards to that. You're right. The roster's plenty good enough. It's plenty good. There was something I saw the other day about, the Sixers might be interested in Kevin Durant. Is that real, or is that? And secondly, is that real? And two, do they have the wherewithal to pull that off? Could they do that?
I don't see how, and there's no way that could be real. First of all, yeah, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice about taking Kevin Durant, as long as I don't have to give up Joel Embiid, right? So that's the only thing. Like, how do you get Kevin Durant without giving up Joel Embiid? Like, the Nets don't want James Harden back. And Tyrese Maxey, as good as he is as a young player, how do you sell to your fan base? I just traded away one of the 20 greatest players in Kevin Durant for Tyrese Maxey. So that's probably a pipe dream. Kevin Durant probably would love to come to Philadelphia just to get out of Brooklyn. I just don't think we have enough to be able to do it without giving up Joel Embiid. And I'm a big Joel Embiid fan.
Right. what about Harden? How long is he going to be out? And do you think that he gets back to, this is just my opinion. One of the most prolific scorers in NBA history. Okay. And I have a theory. Both of my sons are in college. They were little boys when you were with us in Atlanta, and they were huge Ike Reese fans. For how nice and kind you were to both of my boys. But one of them is now working he's a graduate assistant. He's now working working at my alma mater as a graduate assistant for University of Louisiana University of Louisiana at Monroe men's basketball team. He loves Russell Westbrook. He loves James Harden, and he loves all those. He loves all those guys. And I'm of the ilk that until you win championships, you can't be considered among the greatest players. It's just my opinion. Okay. I'm not a fan of guys with bad energy. I'm not a fan of guys who are selfish. And I've always thought Harden and Russell Westbrook, as great of players as they are, they're selfish. And I think over the long term and the long haul, the longer you're there, that has a significant detrimental impact on the team. And I think that's, Harden's hurt now. But let me ask you this. I mean, you're there every day, and you're plugged in.
Believe me, I'm the right guy to talk to about Harden, because I am not a Harden fan.
Okay, all right, go. Okay, you got the floor. Tell me what you think. I know he's hurt, but first of all, I think he's selfish, and I think he shoots too much.
And he's always hurt. And James Harden, like you said, is one of the greatest scorers ever. But what has that ultimately lifted his team to, right? When I think of guys that were great scorers that were labeled sort of selfish, there are only a couple that they removed that selfish label because their great individual ability lifted their teammates to titles. And that's Michael and Kobe. They had that. Michael and Kobe, people want to call them ball hogs or whatever, but it led to championships. So there's like you said, Rich, there's something about the energy of that type of player and whether or not it has a positive impact on the other guys. And James Harden, as great as an individual player he has been throughout his career, it's never really had the impact on his teammates to where it puts him in a championship, the ability to win a championship. And so, just get there. Yeah, just get there. Just get to a title. So I'm completely with you there. I was not in favor of the trade, although we had to get Ben Simmons out of here. So it was like, yeah, he had to go. But I've always been skeptical as to James Harden having the ability to lead a team to a title. It's really why under these circumstances, I put more of the pressure on Joel Embiid to have to be the guy who does it. Because if James Harden has to lead this team, I just don't think he can get it done. And I'm hoping that doesn't, like, the energy around Joel Embiid needs to change as well. So, like, it's almost like we don't have that winner's energy in our locker room right now with the Sixers. And this team is slowly but surely turning into the Houston Rockets from like 4 years ago. Daryl Morey traded for like 3 or 4 ex-Houston Rockets this offseason. PJ Tucker, a couple other guys. I'm like, man, we done turned the Sixers into the Rockets out here.
I don't like that. Listen, I saw a clip earlier this year, speaking of, this didn't have anything to do with Harden, but I wanted to point this out to one of my sons. He was telling me about, I'm a big fan. One of the great things about you as a professional athlete, you had great energy. You had a lot of integrity, but you had great energy. Guys are coming out of the locker room. We probably didn't have a chance to win half the games we played in Atlanta, but you got guys ready. They're ready. I mean, I'm like, and Cruz was
ready to go. Yeah.
The hype man. He got guys ready to go. Got us believing that we can go out here and smack these cats in the mouth. Well, yep. I saw something during the preseason of the NBA season. It was the Lakers. The Lakers they're in a timeout, and Patrick Beverley was trying to wave everybody over. Okay, LeBron came over, AD came over, the other guy, whoever's out on the court, and then Russ Westbrook, who I think is one of the biggest energy vampires in all of professional sports. he's kind of, 5 feet away from the circle. I know it's preseason, but Beverly's trying to get everybody together to communicate, to, coming out. And it was like, which one of these things in Sesame Street don't belong? And Westbrook's he's out of the frame.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't, it's a team game. It's not golf. It's not tennis. It's basketball. It's a team game. And I think you have guys like that on your team who think that they're bigger than the team. LeBron's in the huddle. AD's in the huddle. Everybody else, it just looked bad. Optically, it looked bad. And I think that's sort of carrying on, I'm willing like 3-12, whatever it is.
Yeah. No, listen. When I saw that, Reg, first thing I said is, it's going to be a long season.
It's going to be a long season.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season.
It's going to be a long season.
Well, especially if you don't trade Westbrook. So if he's there all year, that energy, and you're absolutely right, it throws off the entire aura in the locker room. Because if guys got to tiptoe around a player, and I can only imagine in a basketball locker room, because it's smaller, it's more intimate, right? So you can't avoid players. It's only 15 of y'all. It's only 15 of you, so you can't avoid guys. It's not like a football locker room. So, and then with Westbrook being as high profile as a player as he is, the money that he's made, he was on the 75 anniversary team. So in his head, he's saying, hold on. I'm the point guard on this team. I bring everybody together. You don't bring everybody together. And so to your point, Reg, that's not about being inclusive and having sort of a good foundation to ride through a season. When that's happening in the preseason, it's over. I give you a prime example. Go back to 2005, when T.O. came to training camp in 2005. I was down in Atlanta with you guys, but it was the year after the Super Bowl here. So if training camp starts off that way, to where it's a spectacle and there's issues, you might as well throw away the towel for the season. The season is over with. The season is over with.
It's over.
And that's exactly what happened. That season was doomed from the beginning, and that's what's going to happen with the Lakers season this year. It's doomed. It's just doomed. Again,
let's make sure everybody understands what we're talking about. The guy's he's a generational talent. James Harden, generational talent.
Yeah.
But to get to where you want to go, and which is in this particular case, past the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Right.
We got to have guys who buy into the team concept of, okay, maybe I'll sacrifice part of my game to help this guy, to help our team to get us to the third round, or to maybe give us an opportunity to get to the NBA, to the Eastern Conference Finals or Western Conference, whatever it is. They're 3-12.
Yeah.
The Lakers 3-12. Okay. The Sixers aren't playing that well. They're not they're not considered amongst the upper echelon teams for whatever reason. Knocked out being able to get them there, hard, whatever it is, something's not working. And when it's not working in that town where you live, everybody, it's loud.
Yes.
It's obnoxious. It's blogs. It's in the newspaper. It's on the TV. You can't escape it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
No, we talk about it every day. Yeah,
every day you talk about it. Every day. Yep. Where you work, y'all got a big stick. Y'all got a work. Okay. When Cataldi was there, out there, are you serious? Oh my God! Oh. If you ain't playing well in Philadelphia, it's a problem, dude. But 180 degrees. When you going good, there ain't no better place in the country to be than Philadelphia.
Exactly.
No place better when you going good.
Exactly.